Good morning, everyone. I'm James Crummel. We are breaking into regular programming right now to bring you this special report on the Penn State scandal, the internal investigation into how the university handled the Jerry Sandusky child sex abuse scandal has ended, and the findings have just been released. This is what the rescue volunteers had to deal with through the early morning hours. These thick corn stalks are very tall and very difficult to see through. The highly talked about histrionic personality disorder. That did come up in court yesterday. A psychiatrist for the defense says Sandusky has it. A psychiatrist for the prosecution says that he doesn't. So again, that's something else that the jurors will have to weigh for themselves when they get this case. Sandusky isn't the only one who will be in court this week. Former Penn State Athletic Director Tim Curley and former Vice President Gary Schultz will be here at the Dauphin County Courthouse. They're accused of failing to alert police and lying to the grand jury. Their preliminary hearing is set for Friday. Of course, we will have complete coverage of all of these hearings all week right here on ABC 27. Right there, you're looking live at the room in Philadelphia. You can see reporters are gathered. They're getting ready. The press conference has not just started just yet. Meanwhile, we can tell you about the report itself. If we can take a look right here, this is it. It's 267 pages long. Another thing that came up in this trial, and many people wanted to know, and the Sandusky's attorneys, they actually would point at this as one of their defenses, is why did the accusers wait so long to speak up? And we know that that's pretty much normal, but the jury never got that explanation because experts aren't allowed on the stand in these types of cases. Pennsylvania, the only state in the entire country that bans those experts from testifying in cases of sexual assault. But now we do know that new legislation will hope to change that in the future, and the governor is expected to sign it.
That's right.
We'll just take a look at this intersection behind me. We are at the corner of Lingelstown Road and Front Street, and as you can see, the power is out. It has been that way all day long, and also you can see a tree has fallen right down on top of this traffic light. The light's not flashing red or yellow. The light is not even on. Crews are doing their best to direct this noontime traffic. Now, this storm has affected many parts of our daily routine, and of course, there's lots to clean up.
So this morning I get up and this is what we came to.
What a mess. Patty Still and her daughter Nicole spent Friday morning taking a look at all the damage from Thursday night's storm. They didn't have to look far.
And I walked out onto the stoop of the front of the house, and I thought the trees were elastic. I mean, they were just blowing, and I thought they were just going to come down right at my feet.
Fortunately for her, they didn't. But they did come down just about everywhere else. Her backyard is filled with branches and leaves. Just next door, things are even worse. A giant tree crashed down on this law office on Front Street. Glass shattered and bricks were busted. You can find scenes like this all over the Harrisburg area. We took a drive down Front Street and found tree after tree after tree that were toppled, uprooted right out of the ground. Trees weren't the only things falling in Harrisburg. Take a look at what news watcher Michelle caught on video. A snapped power line sparked flames at Green and Emerald Streets. This is the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, and gas stations like this would usually be packed, but drivers are getting a rude awakening here this morning.
Because we can't sell the gas, there's no power.
The power outage lasted well into the morning hours. Bad news for drivers trying to get through this busy intersection. Bad news for customers at this Unimart looking for their daily cup of joe. And bad news for the store, which lost a quarter of its business and a lot more.
The milk, ice cream, frozen food, sandwiches. So when the power comes on, we're going to have to write all that stuff off and throw it away.
Rescue dogs, state police helicopters, and more than 100 volunteers spent Friday morning combing through cornfields searching for 3-year-old Rebecca King. The Amish toddler wandered away from her siblings Thursday evening while they were in their orchard on Byerland Church Road. The family started looking but couldn't find her.
Naturally, the Amish community, as tight-knit as they are, called in other Amish families to help with the search.
That didn't work either. Just before 1 Friday morning, the family called police. They spent hours going in and out of the fields. All the choppers could find were deer. The Amish rang the school bell, hoping that would lure the girl out, but no luck. This is what the rescue volunteers had to deal with through the early morning hours. These thick corn stalks are very tall and very difficult to see through.
This time of year is honestly one of our worst nightmares. So you imagine a 3-year-old girl that's maybe the size of a football laying down on the ground and you can't see more than a couple of rows in.
Time wasn't on their side, and neither was Mother Nature. The rain started to pour. A thunderstorm was moving in. Then came the miracle.
About 5 minutes ago, she was located.
A man on a horse spotted her, and a rescue team, including 2 Amish boys, found her.
She was fine, that she was just sound asleep, sleeping between a row of corn.
She was a little wet, but otherwise okay. News these volunteers were thrilled to hear. They say this rescue was a real team effort.
Everybody woke up early, people took off from work. This is the type of thing that we need in our community to be able to come together.
And once again, the good news, little 3-year-old Rebecca, safe and sound, and she is now back home with her family. In Peckway Township, Lancaster County, James Crummel, ABC 27 News. Welcome to Camp Sertoma. It's just like any typical summer camp. Kids are drawing, kids are dancing, and kids are just being kids. The only difference here, these children need a little extra attention.
Right now, we're in the middle of day camp, which is a camp for school-aged people with intellectual disabilities.
ARC of Dauphin County has been running Camp Sertoma for 55 years, but with recent state budget cuts, the camp was in serious danger.
We just couldn't imagine not having day camp. Unfortunately, with the budget situation, we would be running a deficit of around $10,000 just to give these kids something to do during the day.
That's when Amanda Hume stepped in. When she heard the camp was in trouble, she made it her mission to help. She raised nearly $6,000.
My mom helped me, my church helped me, my sister-in-law is helping me, my cleaners, my doctors, everybody is helping me.
Amanda has a personal connection to Camp Sertoma. She too has special needs and wants to make sure this camp is around for other young people like her.
You can just see her heart and passion for serving others, and despite the fact that she has a disability, that doesn't stop her, not at all.
How does that make you feel that so many people have come to help, that you've asked for help and people have come through?
Happy a lot, very happy.
The camp is still about $4,000 in the hole, and there are several ways that you can help. You can donate money, you can donate supplies, you can even donate time. This is a pretty big place. Every little bit helps. For more information, go to abc27.com. In Lower Paxton Township, James Crummel, ABC 27 News. Turning now to other stories making national headlines this morning. A U.S. Army Staff Sergeant is facing 17 counts of murder for the deaths of 17 Afghan civilians. Robert Bales will stand trial at his home base in Washington State. He's now being held in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, the only military maximum security facility. Attorneys say Bales' mental state will be key to the defense. Bales told his lawyers he has no memory of the shootings. New this morning, a close call for astronauts on board the International Space Station. A large piece of space junk just missed them. NASA says it was a discarded chunk of a Russian rocket. The astronauts took shelter in escape capsules just in case they needed to rocket back to Earth, but that was not necessary. More good news for the auto industry. New car sales are on the rise. If they keep selling at this rate, 14 million cars could be sold this year. That would be the most in 5 years. Plants are even hiring back workers. And speaking of cars, even one of the coolest of all time has to follow the law. That's right, police pulled over Batman and the Batmobile in Silver Spring, Maryland. It turns out the Lamborghini had the superhero's emblem instead of state tags, which is required by law. Now, this wasn't your ordinary traffic stop, of course. Police even took pictures and posted them on Facebook. No word if the Joker got away in all of this. We have been listening to Rick Santorum speak. He is in Camp Hill this morning. He spoke for about 40 minutes this morning talking to a group at the Pennsylvania Leadership Conference. Our Alex Hoff, she is there right now with more. Yeah, and Louisiana has 20 delegates, and Santorum is expected to easily win in that state. Pennsylvania has 72 delegates, but it's interesting to know when we vote exactly 1 month from today, those delegates in that race may not actually go to who we vote for. I know what I'm getting you now.
What's
the
that?
Complete set of Sweating to the Oldies.
I already own it. Don't worry about it. I already own it.
You know
It's
what?
on Blu-ray too. It's on Blu-ray.
You would own it. That doesn't even surprise me.
Yep, it's on
All of
Blu-ray.
them.
Every single one.
Do you own the outfit though?
No, the outfit I don't own.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get you that.
Please
I'm
do.
sure it's $5. I'm sure it's not that much.
Sure it is.